Alright, so number 2, part A, indices. We do our numbers first. 3 by 4 is 12. P squared by P5, we just add. 2 plus 5 is 7. 12P7 is only 1 mark for that. For the second part, we have two algebraic fractions, one dividing by the other. And I have a note there. Recall, when dividing fractions, we invert the second fraction and multiply. So your second step would be to have 3x over 4y cubed multiplied by 20y squared over 21x squared, right? And then we cancel out and get this. If you see in it, the pinks go that way, the orange goes that way. Our final answer would be 5 over 7xy. So 1 mark for your final answer, 1 mark for inverting and multiplying, 2 marks in total. All right, 2b, we had to solve the equation. So like any fraction, different denominators, let's find the lowest common denominator. We just multiply, right? The two terms, do not expand it, leave it just like this. 7x into this, cover the 7x, you get x. 3 times x plus x into this, you cover the x. 1 times the other thing, right? Now, they purposefully put the equation equal to 0. But for a fraction to be equal to 0, the denominator cannot be equal to 0 because we cannot divide by 0. So 3x plus 7x minus 1, which comes from the numerator up here, is equal to 0. So we simplify and solve. 10x minus 1 is 0, 10x is 1, x is 1/10, right? Because the opposite of subtraction is addition, or negative is positive, and the opposite of multiplication is division. This was a 3-mark question. So 1, 2, 3. Those are the 3 marks right there. All right, so part C, we were told that we had to convert from words to maths. All right, just pull it up on the screen. When a number x is multiplied by 2, the result is squared. Not just x, but the result, which is why I have put it in brackets and squared it, and it gives a new number, y. So this is part 1. 1 mark. Then we had determined the two values of x that satisfy the equation y equal to x and the equation derived in C part 1. So once we have two equations, we know that it is simultaneous. So one is linear, one is non-linear, because we have this squared. I have just substituted 2x squared equal to y. And I put 2x squared. Oh, and I have done something wrong. It should not be 2x squared here, because it should be 4x squared is equal to y. Let me just change that. So it should be, when I expand this brackets, it should be 4x squared is equal to y. So that is my error right there. So this is supposed to be 4x squared minus x. And this would be 4 here. And this would be 4 here, and 4 here, and 4 here. So it's actually a quarter. Good. So our 4x squared is equal to y. 4x squared minus x is 0. Factorize. X into 4x minus 1 is 0. So x is 0, and 4x minus 1 is 0. From the factorization, right? The two factors are equal to 0, and then we solve. There's nothing to do on this side, but 4x is equal to 1 and x is equal to a quarter. Again, opposite of negative is a positive, opposite of multiplication is division, because we're always working backwards. This was a 2-mark question. I'm going to give 1 mark for the answers and 1 mark for actually coming up with any one of these to solve. 2 marks. All right, for a total of 9 marks.